So after the meta on Black Ops 2 basically dried up and it was just everyone running around playing nuke all the time and forcing the person into a mid spawn, I kind of got a bit bored with it, put it away, and didn't think I would be playing another Call of Duty anytime soon. So then along came Vanguard with its theme around World War II, and I really liked Day of Defeat back in the day and the original COD, so this one kind of ticked all the right boxes for me to potentially pick it up and play it. And I gotta say, Sledgehammer have done a really good job with the game. So the whole baseline under it is very similar to COD. It's got the COD skeleton and it's got all the whole World War II flesh and bits and pieces and gun thematics that go with that. I haven't played the single player story. It doesn't really interest me. It's all about the multiplayer. So hitting all those tick boxes were really important. The first thing that I noticed on day one of playing it is there's an absolute abundance of maps. In fact, there were so many maps the first day, I don't think I really played any more than twice. And it was very refreshing because it means there's a lot to learn, there's a lot of strategy, it gives me plenty of longevity, and it also means that there's potentially less risk of like one map becoming the dominant one and people just playing it over and over again like Nuke. There is an absolute abundance of weapons as well. I will say they haven't really stretched too far away from the original models that they've been using. There's roughly the same amount of assault rifles, DMRs, snipers, machine guns, and then your kind of fun play around melee weapons. There's a huge amount of progress as well. Each of the weapons comes with a whole different set of add-ons. Whether or not that's a good thing or a bad thing, I'm not really sure, because currently it's gone the same way that every other COD has gone, which is basically people min-max, choose the best setup and then run with it. And there is a lot of min-maxing at the moment. You'll see an absolute abundance of people using the STG-44 or the MP40. We'll get into this into another video, but there are very far and few between snipers at the moment. Even quick sniping, which was popularized by Call of Duty, just doesn't seem to be a thing at the moment. And if you've played around with the snipers, you'll probably understand why, because you get caught in that whole add-on hell. Their model seems to be that they take a very strong weapon, strip it down to its bare bones, and only when you finally leveled it to the max will it actually become something semi-useful. And I guess they just don't want people quick scoping too early, but at the moment it doesn't sound like anyone's giving it a try whatsoever. The game looks absolutely fantastic, the visuals are brilliant, the weapons look really shiny, the skins are flowing absolutely everywhere, and they haven't gone too mad on the whole copying kind of the general idea of certain weapons from previous games, because they've got lots of rifles in there. There's the Garand, which I absolutely love, there's the K98, and there's also some cool looking DMRs in there which I am yet to level. So they've got all the normal modes that you'd expect. You've got core and hardcore, team deathmatch, domination, kill confirm, search and destroy, and you know, free for all, etc. But what I really like what they've done with the system is they've put in a mode called combat pacing. So you've got tactical, assault and blitz, and this basically determines how many people will be in your game. So if you do like those mad manic games, you can go on blitz, and I think they go almost up to 18 versus 18, and some of the maps are absolutely huge and it feels really good. Other of them are very, very small and it can feel a little bit chaotic and even slightly frustrating at times. They've also put this new clan system as well. I really like that they're going into the more social aspects as well, because there are a lot of clans out there, and now that if you go and play with your teammates you'll get bonus XP, and that really sat well with me because a lot of people that I know came back to play Vanguard, and I really like that. And now that, you know, it gives us an extra incentive to go into a group together. There are still operators in the game, but this time it's a little bit different. Your operator relates to a certain weapon, so if you have that weapon and you're using it on that particular operator, then you'll get bonus XP, which is kind of cool. There are also different challenges around each operator which unlock further voice lines and different skins for them, and again, this is cool. It's another progression tree, it's another thing to work through. There's lots of kill streaks that you can use. A lot of them are just overlaps from other Call of Duties, but they did bring back the dogs, which was kind of cool. I like the system that they've put in with the UAV. So they've got a personal UAV at 3, and then there's the, you know, the spy plane at 4. And of course they've now got the V2 rocket, so if you're fortunate enough to get 30 kills in a row, then you can just end the game there. It's one of those nice achievement things that you can aim towards. In terms of gameplay as well, they've been a lot more lenient in terms of actually swapping out your add-ons. You can now actually properly edit your configuration during the games if you're not happy with the setup, or you just forgot to add one, which I was doing all the time. You can tweak it and then get back into things, which is pretty cool and just a nice quality of life feature. So there is no theatre mode, but it has been promised. I like watching my own replays to see where I can improve, and also I like to watch other players to see, you know, how I can maybe borrow some ideas from them or get better myself. They've also put in this new system at the end. It's kind of like play of the game on steroids, so one person will get the play of the game, and then you get an opportunity to vote on different players based on their achievement, and these can be things like most kills, most flag caps, you know, most kill streaks called in. And while at first I didn't really like the system because it kind of locked you into the game, it does kind of have this nice decompressing moment where you can just like calm down for a second, flow into the next game and move on. I think to some degree it would be nice if you could get out of it a little bit earlier, because it kind of just locks you in and it stops you exiting by putting the big padlock symbol on the menu option. But take it or leave it. I'll leave you to put your opinions in the comments if you like it or not. There are some issues that I do want to talk about, but we'll briefly touch on them now, which is the game is very controller dominant. I would say at the moment, if you aren't playing on a controller, then you are at a severe disadvantage. And that is because of just how strong the aim assist is in the game at the moment. I'll also mention that if you are hard of sight, then you're going to have a bad time with this game. It is really difficult to spot people in the game. Some of the smallest maps, it's like everything's got this weird hazy fog over it that just makes everyone that much more difficult to see. I mean, I'm not saying that make everyone a red and green jelly baby like in Quake, but it would just be nice to naturally, organically spot someone and at least have the opportunity to turn and shoot them without having to like know the map in every single detail, so you can preemptively guess that someone might be on that corner or hiding in that window. Another thing that I just want to touch on as well, I will say that they've done a fantastic job with the spawns. They feel a lot better. Maybe that will change in the future, but Black Ops had some absolutely terrible ones and you got locked in and it was easy to get spawn camped. But if I do find anything on this, I assure you I'll make a video. I absolutely hate being spawn locked in. It's just not fun, and it's not in the nature of having a good time. So my final notes is this is a pretty good card. It's probably the best card I've played in a long time, so big thumbs up. I'm having loads of fun with it. I'm really excited to see what they're going to do and what's going to happen with the battle pass. And yeah, let me know what you think of the game so far in the comments.